Hello, 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 and the end of 2024 is upon us. Obviously, today, as this goes out, it is New Year's Eve. So tomorrow will be 2025. So that means that all Sidemen Sundays for the year have gone out. Now, it only makes sense, end of the year, we rank them all. We didn't do it on more Sidemen, so let's do it on ZerkaaPlays. So here are all the Sidemen Sundays for the year. Then we have 5 tiers. We have Michelin style cooking, we have Certified Hood Classic, Did the Job, Bit of an L, and Zerkaa in front of goal, which means not very good currently. Hey, but we got till March. Anyway, so these aren't in chronological order. I think they're just in random order. The most recent one, as I'm recording this, is Drunk Bingo. That's the last of the year because then it's compilation after that. Well, I don't know what the first year of the year was. We'll just do it in order of how these are listed, I think, and we'll just go from there. Starting us off on this list here, we have Sidemen 20 vs 2, Danny Aaron's and Ginger Edition, which I did actually really enjoy. The 20 vs 1, 20 vs 2 is, I think this is the first ever 20 vs 2. I like the 20 vs 1s. They're fun. They're easy for us to do as the Sidemen because ultimately we sit there, laugh, heckle, have some input here and there on what the theme of each person should be for each date. But other than that, very easy day out for us, to be honest. And it kind of platforms and showcases someone else. In this instance, with Ginger Danny, it was the first time doing 20 vs 2. Opposed to 1. I'm going to say it's a certified hood classic in its current form. It might go up further, depending on what other videos go in other categories. But all in all, very, very solid video. And I think a good performance from both these two. And I really liked the change up of things, you know. This is going to be biased. So we have Wynn's Holiday, which is my video. Was initially a 5-hour edit, then brought down into 3 hours. No, maybe 2 hours 59. Was it over 3 hours in the end? I think it's 2:59. It's the longest Sidemen Sunday of all time to this day. I'm going to put it in Michelin style cooking. The video could have been better. I still think a lot of things about the video could have been improved. I think there was troubles that we had during filming anyway with regards to just boys don't like some of the tasks I set out. Some energy levels dropped down also, which could have meant the video could have been better if the boys were wanted to drink and stuff on the first night. And I think on the second night, which actually was very popular in the end, which was the wholesome night of all the boys up in the cabin, that could have gone down even better as well. But I think we'd had too much content. But had we had more content, it'd been a 2-parter, because lots of instances have happened where videos have gone out and we've got a 5-hour, 4-hour edit. Well, it could be 2-parter. But I felt like that video wasn't strong enough to have a second part. So I'm going to put it in Michelin style cooking, but I could definitely put it into Certified Hood Classic. But I like this video. Had a lot of use of licensed music, had some copyright music in there, which is nice to use. I feel like it really elevates the video. And of course, holidays just do well, didn't they? They just do well. I think we only actually did 2 cheap versus expensives this year. One being recent one in Ibiza, and the other one being that one. And this one's on 33 million views. I'm trying not to speak about views and how these go. I'm just going based on how I enjoyed it and the video itself, outcome-wise. Then we have Weird Airbnbs. This is the boys in Germany in an AirPod. Me, Simon, and Randy stayed in the boat hotel in Amsterdam. I stayed in, I want to say the letter O. I don't think it was. Whatever letter I stayed in, it was an orgy room. Yeah, it was the O, wasn't it? But as a whole, I think the video was, we went around Amsterdam, had our fun. I think they had Gib, and they stayed in that nice place in Croatia, maybe. I think it does the job because it's a travel video, gets you what you need, and I think when we filmed that, we didn't all film at the same time. It happens sometimes, and sometimes it's noticeable and sometimes it's not. In this one, probably not as much because you don't really need to know. But let's say our schedules are they're ram-packed. We can split into 3 teams, and I can film on Monday and Tuesday. Someone can film on Thursday and Friday because it helps with our schedules to work that way. So those videos are actually sick when you need them. So definitely did the job on that front. It hasn't got any sick moments I can just recall. So I'm going to say did the job. Fashion show. Actually has less views than what I believe to be the worst video of the year, which is the grandparents one, but has mixed reviews. A lot of the audience say they love this video. I think it's really fun. The views say otherwise, and then a lot of the boys will say this also was an L. So I'm going to back them on that front and say, yeah, a bit of an L. I think the fashion show at the end is really funny, has some good moments in it, but other than that, it's 40 minutes of putting together a costume then. Could have some more things happening in it, and maybe even better if it was a real crowd and not a YouTuber crowd who kind of I don't know, it felt a bit flat, YouTuber crowd in the end, didn't it? It could have been better. Well, probably won't do it ever again, though, so a bit of an L. Try not to pee. How this was a video in the end, I don't know. it came about in a meeting where everyone wanted to kind of like go home. We were about to hit rush hour. So everyone's like throwing out, like, we sat there for like 2 hours thinking of concepts and like going through concepts we did have, ones we could do that week. Because obviously, again, the schedules tend to be the biggest struggle of Sidemen stuff. Sometimes you have to do the fillers to get the bangers, because the fillers allow you to work with your schedule and go, okay, we have to shoot on Thursday. What can we shoot on Thursday, but also get it turned around within 7 days or something similar? Or what can we shoot on a Monday or Tuesday and get out that Sunday? So our schedules end up being like that. Triumph to P came to the fruition, and I remember being anti-Triumph to P. A lot of the boys were like, no, it'd be funny. And I was like, yeah, it will be funny, as long as we could really like structure it. And it got a good enough structure in the end to it, and it actually worked out quite nicely. So I think it's Topper did the job. I think it could be a certified hood. It's not a certified hood classic. That feels too much. Maybe these two are too close in vein. But I could definitely move up to the bottom of this or top of this, because it performed well. It had a good response from the audience. And I think on the day it was pretty funny, and it was easy to film. Well, painful to film. I won, so, you know, my bladder survived. Would I lie to you? Game shows. Loved them. Really do love them. Just an audience, like the hardcore, like, not the hardcore, but like there's definitely an audience for Sidemen Sundays that love game shows. That's the thing you have to remember. If you're a Sidemen Sunday viewer or an enjoyer of any kind, you may have come into the Sidemen channel via a certain video or a certain genre video. Some are dating, some are travel, some are holidays, some are football, some are game shows, and it varies across everyone. That's why no matter what video you post every week, you're going to get a different kind of like L and W from certain parts of the audience, and it always feels like everyone's saying, oh, this is awful. And it's not everyone, it's just certain people have dislikings and likings of videos of what their preferences are. Circling back to the game show, people seem to love them, but views always say otherwise. But then you look at views in 3 years' time, and they seem to grow. So it's really weird. I guess they're easily digestible. So when people go back through our catalog, maybe they just stumble across the game shows and go, I'll give that a watch. Would I lie to you though? Had Jebin in it, had Maya Jammer in it, had Catherine Ryan in it, had more people in it. I don't want to forget them, but they had more in it. It was like a little foray into like somewhat celebrity guests. It was decent. It's better than Fashion Show. Is it better than this? It did the job. It's not an L. I'd never put class as an L video. I think it did the job. I'll leave it there for now. You might get a lot of did the jobs. I think overall though, the year was good for us. I think it was a good year across the board. Hide and Seek at Harry's house. Definitely not Hood Classic. It's Hide and Seek. It's the Unreliable, so it's got to be did the job. It allowed us. We flew to Guernsey and back on the same day. Went into Harry's garden, filmed Hide and Seek, and went home. So it's got to be did the job. It was decent. Randy was in a hot tub the whole time. Danny Aaron's going around on a go-kart the whole time. Had some good moments where like Ethan was on the rooftop. I'm going to go there. It's pretty better than what I lied to you though, isn't it? Now, the Among Us is going to get confusing, by the way, because if I'm correct, we might have dropped 4 Among Us's this year. So what each one is, I don't know. So I'm going to assume, let's put them together real quick. So these are the Among Us's here. I think that's the first one with like, that's the first part of that day. It's the second one called KSI Masterclass. And this is this one, which is the first episode of the new one. And this is the Chaos mode, I think. Could be wrong though. That's in my head, that's how I'm going to view it. I'm going to put, honestly, I'm going to put all of them in here. It's a bit of a cheat code and out. Trying to might be better. No. Chip fat in it. Look at this disparity in bloody sections. There's a lot of did the jobs. Because they do. Among Us do the job. And I'd argue, right, the first ones of each section are always better. Typically, because it's our first time in that environment. We discussed it recently on, I think on stream or something. We need to change the tasks for the second video. So have like a morning shoot it all, and then change all the tasks and some of the layout, and then shoot a second one. Because we always shoot 2 when we do Among Us in real life, because it's easy to do. Like, just carry on playing more rounds, get enough good rounds to be usable. To be fair, this one has the one where I'm a rat, so I might put that there for that alone. Screw it, man, screw it. Right, Mobile Home Road Trip, hosted by Ethan, and Ethan has an asthma attack in it. We raced against the Stig. It was in like a NASCAR style track though, but we was in a hatchback, and he was in one of our caravans. I'm gonna say Certified Hood Classic. I'm gonna say it's better than 20 versus 2. I think it's actually a really, really strong video. I think Ethan did a really, really good job on hosting this video and planning. I think the execution was very decent. Had a lot of decent bits in it, and it was just fun. And what did we do? We went and explored some caves, which was pretty fun. Like, it was actually a pretty fun day. I'm just thinking about we had a bit of cheese with us. We had cheese with us at some point. Ethan cooked us eggs in the back of our mobile home. We ended up in Cornwall. and we finished in a hot tub. And we're getting to see right at the end as well. Honestly, I might even say fair enough. Michelin style cooking from Ethan. So look, I can picture the whole video, and to me, that's a sign of a good video. If I can visualize moments and memories from video, I think it's got to be a very, very good video. So I think Michelin style cooking to just equal out a little bit. YouTubers decide what we eat for 24 hours. It's a did the job. And I'm going to say it's down here. There was a lot of us, and it was good guests. I had Will on my team with Vic. Pretty fun. I had a funny moment at the end with Vic and him trying to eat jelly deals. I think George Clarkey and Harry Nat tried surströmming, which is that like fermented fish. It had some good moments in it. It had some good guests in regards to them sending in like video messages for what we should eat. But I think YouTubers could have been vetted more in the sense of they should have been told, okay, let's say something funnier to eat, something funnier to do. They're a bit mundane and predictable, I think. So did the job. But could be redone again better, I'd say, in the future when we need like a filler. Simon hunted across the UK. This video was supposed to be, well, it was informed to the boys as throw a dart and race across the UK. And I said, no, I'm going to change it. And I didn't tell them. I made it hunt across the UK. So they set off, they threw a dart, they started racing to their locations. And I called them and said, hey, you're being chased by these two or these three. The two being Arthur and Batch, and the other two being Lux and JME. I'm gonna say it's a certified hood classic. It has the Harry rage moment on the train. I'm not a gonster, I'm not a gonster. It might be better than Among Us. I personally just like travel videos and videos on the move. I think Sidemen are their best when they're on the move. Like, yes, we can be at our best sometimes when we're all together doing the same task and a lot of shit else happens. But I think as a whole, we're best video-wise when we're on the go and like just interacting with the world around us, so to speak. And there probably are lots of ways I can improve Hunted for the future. Obviously, hopefully we'll be Hunted across Europe in 2025. Just to try and work out how we can put that together and what it could look like and how it would be better. Because, well, I imagine we'll have to fly into Europe first and then start and then have some kind of checkpoints them to hit or something. Because why would it work in Europe more, I guess? How to make it work in Europe more and better. But yeah, I think that's good. Right, let's get ourselves... What cooking is it? Is that the imposter cooking one? Or is that the recent cooking video? It's not, is it? The recent cooking video is this one. Yeah, okay. So this has to be... Like, I think it was Among Us. Yeah, they got Among Us hat on. This was imposter cook-off. Which actually was really good. Format-wise, it was really good. We probably could do it again in different ways. So we was cooking. One person... on your team was an imposter. Not guaranteed though, right? You could be one person total. I think in some instances there was one imposter and that was it. One imposter across all 6 people who were cooking. I remember that being decent. Your whole job was you had to sabotage, if you was an imposter, to sabotage your team's cooking without being detected. If your team lost, they voted who they thought was imposter. If they didn't guess you, then you won a prize. And I know that I did well in that video. I actually cooked, or the opposite actually, I cooked by not cooking and by like pouring stuff into our food. I'd say conceptually, actually decent and probably did the job. I can't put it in Certified Hood Classic. I don't think that's fair. I'm gonna put the first Among Us into here as well as Hood Classics. He did the job. He tried to P is better. And I think it's better than the Airbnb one. I think that's fair. Right, hide and seek, haunted house, bit of an L. Just is what it is. Better than that though, just because of JJ and Harry, their little scene of JJ being possessed and Harry being, God knows what's going on. He flew into a wall. I think Vic hosted this video, but Vic couldn't be there. And then there was no Simon. There's 5 of us, and we went there. And I think the disappointment for me was I wanted it to be a video where we go somewhere scary, and like it feel haunted. And it was just a house on a main road. And I know I think it is one of the most haunted places in the UK. Just wasn't the right vibe. I think we needed to be like in a crypt or in like a basement or like in a cemetery or a castle that was abandoned. And then like just left turn devices. There was like too many people around. The lights were on in the bottom floor for most of the shoot, which was like shit. If anything, actually, I'm going to go Zerkaa in front of goal. I think fashion show is better than that. I think this video is carried by some funny moments where it turned into shithousery because it was so shit. It was well received, I think, in the end, though. It wasn't awfully received. So I've been surviving a forest 24 hours. Right up here, son. Love this video. Vibes are right in it. I love Simon's inclusion and innovation, to speak, of making a shop. So you kind of earn your points or money or coins. I think it was coins. You earned a coin to get something from the shop. I think that was a really good system that we could integrate into new videos in the future if you can find some. Yeah, and one of the things, vibes. Sometimes you just catch a vibe of a video. And it works, and that was one of them for sure. And I'd argue maybe I could do this, but my bias won't let me do that, so I'm gonna go here. Sidemen run a restaurant for 24 hours. Chaotic, honestly. What's it? Sensory overload of a video, both to watch and to be taking part in. Okay, it's better than a lot of these. I could do having like 2 categories here, like did the job and something else. Maybe a bit of a nail has to be like this. There you go. That would help us a little bit. Is it? I think it's better than. It's just so chaotic. It has better moments in this video. It was just so chaotic to watch, and I feel like, and even for the camera crew as well, it's hard to cover. I think coverage could have been better, but it was hard to cover, to be fair to them. It's a bit. It's kind of like, it feels like it's The Office on crack. You know what I mean? Like, it's nuts. They're just shouting everywhere. Like, genuine rage quits at the end of the video. There's too much stuff going on in the whole video to like really dissect it and take it in. But fine. Hide and seek on an island. I feel like we have to also rank the stadium one, which I think was one of the first videos of the year. This one. Hide and seek in a stadium. I think got to be hood, classic, better than this, better than this, better than this. Yeah. Because that was, this year was kind of taking hide and seeks, elevating them further, bringing in loads of YouTubers. Obviously, Mr. Beast done something similar, but we kind of added our own little spin on it, made it as much as we could ours. And I think Vic did that video, that really well organized, really well put together video. And I think that laid the foundations and frameworks for this one, which I'd say was better. Had the helicopter assignment in it, and obviously the sick location, having a whole island to ourselves in the UK, worked really well, and making the zone get smaller and smaller and smaller. Obviously, we did that in Twickenham, but it's harder to do because it was like just floors getting smaller. But this one was good, just like had the perimeter slowly close in like a battle royale game. Felt sick on the day. There was a lot of like, I don't know, when I say felt sick, as in it felt sick to shoot. I didn't feel sick. What I did feel was serious hay fever though, because so much undisturbed pollen. Like it was nuts. The pollen count there, mental. Anyone who had hay fever on that island was struggling really badly. And that ruined the experience for me to film. But it was a sick video. And I'd argue, is it better than this? I might put it better than that on the basis that it was. I remember the feedback online of people being like, wow, like this is YouTube and look at levels of it now. Because it was like the helicopter and just how grand it all felt. So I'm going to put it there. I think that would be a fair and justified place for it to be. Most expensive car road trip hosted by Simon. This video, is it the one I think it is, with 20, that has 21 cars in it. There's 7 checkpoints. Each checkpoint, you either get an expensive car, middle car, or cheap car based on who got there first. If you get there first, you can decide what car you pick. And then the expensive car had the hardest challenge, and the poopy car had the easy challenge. So the idea being that you could slowly catch up. It had like rubber banding in it. So again, system-wise, really good video. I think shooting-wise, really good video actually. Like, it was fun. I remember me and Ethan on the same team. I remember thinking like, this is actually really fun because you're getting like a fresh switch up all the time, which can happen in a road trip sometimes. You can get a bit like, your environment gets a bit stale, so there's less to work with because you're so used to being the same thing for like 4 or 5 hours. Where this one, it was like, right, an hour of driving and you're changing car. Or in some instances, like half an hour of driving, you're changing car. So you've got a whole new environment to kind of work with. So I'm going to put it up. I'm going to put it up here. Certified Hood Classic. I think it definitely was a decent video for sure. Again, Simon host video here. I think Simon had a really good year on videos actually. This is how many countries can you visit in 24 hours? Maybe I would be better off doing, is it this? How far can you travel? This thumbnail has changed like twice. So it looks like Ginge and not Harry. How far can you travel in 24 hours? I think it's the first style of these videos, which is traveling without kind of the direction already done. So this one was obviously they had the little little bingo checklist, and you could do a challenge, unpeel it, and you'd get like £50 and use that money to get you somewhere. And me and Harry, I'd say killed it personally, and also got myself a vlog with like 2.6 million views. So we take that. That when vlogging started to come back out of nowhere, started this year and then just died off again. But yeah, we got to the Maldives. I think Toby and Ethan got to Dubai, and JJ and Vic got to Istanbul and then had to turn around because of Vic, because of his illness at the time. Which I still say JJ should have carried on. But, you know, he's supportive of Vic, so that's fair. And I think this was, I guess, actually, it's a video. It's all about the end result, because a lot of it is like challenges. I think we kind of fixed that. That's why I changed the order around here. We kind of fixed that, because it ended up being like 45 minutes of us all in London, in rainy London, doing challenges, all quite similar. And then we venture on planes. And you see the payoff is at the end. But you could have done with having more payoffs throughout, which I think is what we did with this one, which is how many countries you can get to in 24 hours. We added in challenges you can only complete outside the UK. So I think I put these both quite neck and neck on like how good they are. They seem to be on like people's top lists of the year. If it's someone's top 5 of the year, most people will include one of these. And I think it's normally how far can you get opposed to the countries one. I think this is a better video. There's more to show in this video, but I really enjoyed both videos. I would love to do these again next year in different styles. I won both of them also. I would happily do more of those next year. I think I really thrive and enjoy those environments anyway. Because normally I'm hosting a lot of the travel stuff. So when it's like not me hosting, I can kind of like free reign to have fun. I really enjoyed these videos. Okay. The boat trip obviously was a remix of road trips. And something I did for a long time was the canal boats. I think in theory was really good, and it was ultimately sold as like, let's just do a nice little sunny day in London. It's the summer. Let's enjoy the sun. I didn't make it so I had to travel anywhere. So obviously there's a boat trip format where you do like go to an ocean, get like a cruise ship versus like a fishing boat or something similar. So this is like a tester, like a pilot run of it. I think the issue was canal boats are just so slow. Honestly, you think they're slow? They're slow. So I'm gonna say it did the job, but I think it just scraped the surface of doing the job personally. This would be mystery boxes. Now the issue with mystery boxes is, were they all this year? No, is it only one of this year? Okay, it looks like that might be the case. All right, cool. This is $1 versus like $10,000 mystery box. And you had to complete challenges in order to get your box. I think if you won the challenge, you picked your box you wanted. And then you got it and it was secured. But what I will say is the content of the boxes. I remember there being like feedback after the shoot, and we was like, yep, the boxes were all poo. They're too predictable, needed better stuff in them. Because we can't know what's in them a lot of the time in these videos because it would ruin it for us too. I think we were just disappointed in what was in the boxes in the end. So it did the job, and I think it's an easy studio day. It could have been better for sure. Sidemen race across the world's richest country being Luxembourg. In this video, I was thinking about it. I was like, who hosted this? But I hosted it, but I was also in it. I think that was the last second change. I think it's supposed to be, was it Ethan maybe? I was with Toby and Simon. You know what, actually, this video got a lot of good feedback because I think me, Toby, and Simon together is quite a unique and different vibe than you're used to seeing. I think Simon got a ton of praise because he was like a bit unhinged in this video, which is nice to see. I think he just felt really comfortable with me and Toby. I think it's there. Yeah, no, fuck it, I'm putting it up here. And I'm putting Chance to P up here too. It's not better. You know what? This is putting me off. Hood Classics put me off. Is it better than Hunted across the UK? Probably not, because it has less elements to it. Is it better than these two? I think so. Yeah. Oh yeah, we had to spend money, right? We had to spend exactly a set amount of money. It mixed in a lot of things that we like in videos, basically, or people, at least the audience like. I'll put it there. I think that's fine. The home makeover, again, really mixed review because it kind of had a bit more of a wholesome storytelling vibe to it, in a sense. People like really like. It drew some people to tears because it was like quite an emotional, wholesome ending. Because it's making over someone's room. So we made our guys pink, and he actually loved it. He kept it for ages. So shout out to him. I think we're supposed to do garden makeover. I think it is still in the plan somewhere. It's just that scheduling was a mess at one point. We couldn't do it because it takes 2 days. Because it's a garden. I'm gonna put it. Again, doing the job. And it's different. So because it's different, I'm going to put it ahead of Airbnb. I'm going to put it ahead of this also. I think a lot of people didn't like it, said it was a bit boring, but hey-oh, what do you know? Now, is this £1 million drop? I'm just going to put it in a bit of an L. It was a game show, but it's just, I can't even... Oh, I had the guy doing the high jump, which is cool. It's a game show, and I think they're okay. I'm putting that. Actually, I'm doing this. Game show and bit of an L. And then these three down here. I think, you know what? That's how I like to see it right now. Don't know why, I just changed my mind. I think this has funny moments in it. I think this has funny moments in it. It has some TikTok moments. This just hasn't got anything in it. You know what I mean? I can't think of anything from it right now other than Will putting meat in his pockets. Come dine with me. I wasn't there for this shoot. was on the day I was moving. So it was alright, and no one got absolutely destroyed in the comments. So that's got to be a good sign. And I've seen it in different compilations of videos. So I think it has to be up here somewhere. Last to leave the pitch wins, or first to leave the pitch wins. This is where I come in. I would say that I did sick in this video. Take away my moments in this video, and I'm not sure how good the video is. It might be a bit repetitive. It did the job. I think it could have been better. That's why I'm out of it. I think it could have been a lot better than it was. I'm gonna put it over Airbnbs. I'm gonna put it also over the hide and seek at Harry's house. Sorry, it's behind my face cam, I know. And I'm also gonna put it over the boat trip and the makeover. Yeah, I'll do that. Carried by that guy, the lizard man, who's selling lizards. Carried by him. I think we tried to guess that, see how it would go down. Again, was like a scheduling based thing. Let's try it out, see how it would do. I'm not the biggest fan of the guesters. Storage Wars. Now, I said Storage Wars 1 in the recent videos, so that does tease something, doesn't it, for next year? Mission Star Cooking. Ethan panicked, thought it'd be a shit video, and by God, it was not. I had a great day from that video. Something I wanted to do for a long time, just do some Storage Wars and just search for some stuff. And honestly, half the time I forgot I was making content. I was like, I'm just searching for stuff here. This is great. This is fun. So I'd put it over this. But I really enjoyed myself. So I'm happy with that. All right, hide and seek at Westfields. I've got to say it. I'm putting it in Hood Classic on the basis that location-wise, just so sick and like a sick experience. I think it had good moments in it as well, but I think just a sick experience overall. Like hiring out Westfield, having it to ourselves, and not only that, having go-karts around it. And the impressive thing is, which I'm not sure everyone knows, but we shot these two Among Us's on the exact same day. So we shot this at like 10 a.m. Or sorry, shot this at like 10 a.m. Shot this at like 2 p.m. Got home at like 7 or 8. And then shot this at midnight. And then got home at 4 a.m. So it's 3 in one day, which is sick. And they're all very good videos. So what a quality day that was. Productive day. This is burn and eat calories. I think you had to... I don't know what was the actual concept or title. It's calorie based. You had to eat a lot. And you had to burn a lot. And that was it. It was like a combined total. It was like a team calorie challenge. It was old school Sidemen vlogging. You know, like just chilling, vibing. Better than that. But I'd do it again over that. It had some good moments, like JJ getting into the Canary Wharf water, or what's it even called? Water at Canary Wharf. Had some good moments in it. Sidemen 10th anniversary video, which was the gifting each other stuff. And you had to gift each person one present, and then you got rated. I like the system for this. Actually was wholesome and solid all round, and I like the format. Then he did the job. I'd put it up the higher end of did the job, maybe. Better than the restaurant video. Better than the second Among Us of each day, I'd say. Sure. I think there'd be feasible and fine to put there. Sidemen food truck road trip. Also, don't forget, I got Ethan a sick car there, and he actually has still got the car. And then what did I get? I got a solar panel. I got a TV. I got a mirror, which is sick. I got a diamond encrusted cane, or a diamante encrusted cane from Swarovski. I got a golf sim, and I got a... I actually did sick in that video, by the way. My return was sick. I think, is it Simon who got like done in dirty? Well, I was saying that I got him a nice video, which is what that's what means most to him. That's why I got him that. Anyway, food truck road trip. Me, Harry, and Vic. Even though we're facing each other here. That was just a day at work. But it was fun. It's the same thing as the Hood Classic. Don't read this as Hood Classic. Just read this as, like, just not even certified. Just a classic. Decent video. Like, it's better than the job, you know? It's just good video. This is YouTuber pub quiz. Pilot test of us doing YouTuber something. So we had, like, YouTuber pub quiz and YouTuber bingo. So what do we do next? I don't know. But that was, like, the pilot. Yeah, Danny Aaron's got a lot of hate comments in this one. But I think overall it was a funny video. I'm going to put it up here on Did the Job. You know what? I'm going to put it next to restaurants because it's just as chaotic as that. Foot golf. I feel like I have a soft spot for foot golf. I think that was actually really fun. And a bit cursed. I feel like we were supposed to do it in Spain, and then that got cancelled. And Ethan was supposed to be there. That got cancelled. And we drafted in Clarkey last minute. And thank God to him because he pulled through for both Abandoned and that. So those two videos right here. These are the two Portugal videos we shot back to back. This was shot on day 1. That was shot on day 2. I'm going to say... I really enjoyed this, so I'm going to put it high up in Did the Job. Has a lot of repeatable, a lot of replayable moments in it. Really enjoyed it. Bang. Abandoned in Europe, Portugal. Well, that's going to go for me really good. Abandoned, again, guaranteed. I feel like it's a guaranteed format that you can't really go wrong with. Think about it. Drop them off somewhere. They've got interactive locals to work out where they are. Then they've got to then use their means and off their own accord travel somewhere. Like it's a guaranteed structural format that's always going to work. You just put them somewhere else every time. As long as you add some new rules and some new bits and bobs, it's always going to feel fresh. I'll leave it there. I think that's more than fair. And I'd argue some of these can move up. But I think that's more than fair where it is. This is Price is Right. Just, yeah. It Simon hosted. I think, to be fair to Simon, there's not much you can do with that format to make it work, really. You could try and add in some brand new rulings, but I think it's just always going to be a struggle. Really was always going to be a struggle. And I think they changed to like guess the price or do a forfeit, and it still hasn't really done well view-wise. Just isn't that great, unfortunately. Then I'm going to go Ibiza, and it's video that I'm most proud of this year, so I'm going to put it top for me. I think it turned out so good, and I'm even more proud of it on the fact that we planned it so quickly, and it was edited so quickly, so the whole team smashed it like from front to back. Editor to turn it around in what he did in the days that he did is mental, and then the fact that we planned what we planned in the time we had is mental. But then failing that, the fact that like that's plan C, like plan A and B were two different places, like same location. The plan A was a different location, then plan B was the same country but a different place, and that got cancelled 2 days before. As a change formats there and then. Like the presentation was on Thursday night. We shot this thing Friday morning. That's how close and down to the wire that video was. So the fact it turned out like it did, nuts. And there are things that got cancelled in that video that would have made it even better. So the fact it still turned out like it did is so good. And honestly, everyone was on job. Like camera work in that video is crazy. There's so much good bits. Actually, the only part that was let down was the presentation because it wasn't shot as good as it could have been. And we had to like really work with it in the edit to make it work. And the golf was a bit too long, maybe. I still cut it right down, but it could have been shorter. Taking it for next time. Very clear. Look, could I be more biased, by the way? I feel like, you know, could I be more biased? I feel like it's pretty rough of me, isn't it? Balloon Pop Dating, honestly, has 10 million views, so you can't really argue against it because it's got 10M already. I think it could be a lot better. I think the format is wrong because we have to, in a sense, dethrone someone. And in that video, we had the two girls. I think it's Chloe and people call her Tism Girl. I think her name's Taylor. They were like the ideal people for the dates, for content, and both for the guys. But we had to like almost like dethrone them for content, which I feel like was just wrong. And I don't like the fact that you kind of forced into feeling you have to dethrone someone, even if they're perfect. So I think with some polishing and some reworking, it could be really good. So I'm gonna put in Certified Hood Classic because I think it can become a Michelin star cooking. And we've got to try new formats that are like dating formats because they always do views, right? But we need to find formats that again don't necessarily involve us to the same extent, like the 20 versus ones, like this. Find more of those than we're living. So Tinder's kind of a bit done now. Christmas cook-off. This video is interesting because it got a lot of heat. Well, Ethan got a lot of heat in this video. It kind of you have to get the full context of the video. It's supposed to be with 2 celebrity chefs, and they cancelled the morning of. And the only reason why that shoot was on that day was because of those 2. The next day was Ethan's wedding, hence Ethan being very, very stressed. Makes sense, right? And he was told he just got to film that day, but he wanted to. Put on the basis that those 2 chefs are going to be there, and it would be a very sick video. And I think the format and the concept of what was supposed to happen in the video wasn't what was intended. I think hence why everyone's a bit like, oh, if I can be asked today to start the video, and it kind of like picks up. Like the energy kind of starts low and then picks up as you go. I think people like were unhappy with that in the comments. They kind of like, oh, why did the boys not want to try? And it was simply because, yeah, like we had a big cancellation on us. To the point where we was kind of like, should we just go home and not shoot this? But we've already spent money on the set, so you have to like do it at the set still. And then luckily Max Fosh and Big Zoo stepped in like I'm saying literally last minute, to the point of down to an hour notice, and came through and traveled to the shoot just to do that little part for us. Speak up there because they kind of saved it for us. But it's cooking, and it did the job. It was chaotic, did the job. I wouldn't say it's better than any other cooking video this year, so it has to be below that because I think the Impossible one's much more structured and put together. But I'll happily put it there. I think it has some funny moments in it. has like fires and all sorts going on. Drunk Bingo went out as of yesterday filming this. No, I think it's on a par with the pub quiz, but I'd say it's better than pub quiz because I think, I don't know, I think the vibes are better and it was a better video. I think it could have been shot better still. I think we could have worked on some more formats for it. But yeah, it was okay. I didn't really do much that video, to be fair. Looking back and I'm like, oh, maybe I should have like stopped the Randy meme joke of like sending him up every challenge, because I feel like I could have been more involved had I done more stuff. But honestly, you can't be on the A game every video, can you? The chase, the actual real chase set, so it has to go there on that basis alone. The fact we secured the actual chase set has to go there. Better than that for sure. Yeah, I think that's fair for it to go there. Abandoned in Ireland, I think it has to go the Portugal one. I'd say it's worse than the Portugal one. I like you had the inclusion of the actor who like kind of put Harry and Vic on the wrong path. That was really good. But I could have done some stuff better. So for that, I'm putting it there. And I might actually move Danny Aaron's and Ginge up to here. It was really good. Try to laugh challenge. Actually was decent, I'd say. Actually was decent. Something different. I tried to move the previous year, and I have vouched to try to move again and have like me and Ethan host it, because obviously we didn't move last time, so it makes sense narratively if we hosted it together. Got some guests in and tried to bring in some new stuff they haven't got to move, or at least change how they were positioned. Like last time, it put your hands on a table. Maybe they could be in a box each or something. That could be good. Or I'll just be in it. I'm not really fast either way, but I think that could be good that way. Tried to laugh. We could do it again in a different format, but it was decent. It was decent. It's a mystery box again, but I couldn't tell you why or what it is. So I'm going to put it in here and just say, yeah, sure, mate. It did the job, because I can't even remember what it was. And then the worst of the year for me, most likely to punch a kid. That's not right. Kids and grandparents rate the Sidemen. Something went wrong with planning that. Like, I think we got to one day and said, you've not planned this correctly. And maybe that's actually more grandparents, more kids. It was just one set of each. And I think if you'd got more groups in, it allowed for like a more fair and reasonable way of doing it. Where I think the issue was is obviously the girl that didn't like Vic, then that was asking problems in the comments. And then like the older guy and lady were actors who knew who he was, or knew who JJ was at least. So it kind of like skewed a lot of opinions. And I think ultimately, those videos are just us standing there and someone just says, oh yeah, you look like this, so you go there. And it doesn't allow us to interact too much with them, which I guess is kind of the issue of this video too, is we didn't really interact much in the balloon pop dating, and you want to get more interaction out of us. But yeah, honestly, that's just first thoughts. Maybe disagree. I'm sure you can let me know what your favorite videos of the year are. You know what? Leave a comment with your top 3 of the year and your bottom 3 of the year. Or just do whatever you want. Just say, I like this video, do like this video. And then, what do I see next year? Because I'm working on that right now. I'm really planning some of my videos. I know we've got some meetings coming up. We're going to start planning videos for the whole start of the first half of the year. So, hey, if it's just saying in the comments, who knows? I might bring it up in a meeting and it might come to fruition. So big up me, because I have planned the best video of the year. You know what? I'll be fair. There you go. Simon, you can go there. So that would go Josh, Simon, Josh, and Toby. Ethan, Simon. Good stuff. Leave a like, subscribe. See you next year. Goodbye. Don't get too drunk, actually, on New Year's Eve. And stay safe out there on these streets, okay? Please. Bye.